A few years ago, I met a man who wore simple clothes, drove a normal car, and never posted vacations on social media. People barely noticed him in the room. But later, I discovered he owned multiple rental properties, held long-term positions in index funds, and quietly reinvested dividend income. His net worth? 8 figures, no flashy lifestyle, no loud opinions, no visible flex. That's when I realized something powerful. The real top 1% don't look rich. They move differently. They think differently. They live by rules most people don't even know exist. Today, we're going inside the mindset of the quiet top 1%. These are not influencers, not lottery winners, not viral entrepreneurs. These are disciplined wealth builders. And by the end of this video, you'll realize something powerful. Wealth is not built by noise. It's built by rules. If success is your goal and you're ready to level up, make sure you subscribe. Every video is crafted to move you closer to the life you deserve. Let's start with the first one. And this rule alone can change how people see you forever. Number 1, they don't perform wealth, they protect it. There's a cultural pressure today to look successful. Luxury watch, luxury car, luxury vacation, luxury life. But the quiet top 1% understands something most people miss. Visible wealth attracts invisible liabilities. When people see money, they create expectations, loans, business proposals, social obligations, lifestyle upgrades, subtle pressure. In many high-income households earning over $400,000 annually, lifestyle inflation quietly eats most of the cash flow. Bigger homes mean higher property taxes. Luxury vehicles mean faster depreciation. Private schooling, memberships, subscriptions. The invisible drain begins. The quiet wealthy don't perform wealth. They protect it. Morgan Housel wrote in The Psychology of Money, "Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money." And here's the twist. The quiet 1% aren't anti-luxury. They just time it differently. They build their stock portfolio first. Then, and only then, do they upgrade selectively. Number 2, they keep financial conversations private. You'll notice something subtle. The quiet top 1% rarely debate money publicly. They don't brag about returns. They don't reveal portfolio size. They don't argue about stock market predictions at dinner. Silence is a strategy. Why? Because information leaks create expectations, and expectations create pressure. In behavioral finance, there's something called social comparison bias. The moment others know your numbers, comparison begins. Jealousy, competition, requests. Naval Ravikant once said, "Play long-term games with long-term people." Long-term games require emotional stability, and emotional stability disappears when you feel watched. Here's a question for you. How differently would you invest if nobody could see your wins or losses? You would think long-term. You would avoid panic. You would avoid performative risk. The quiet wealthy understand that attention distorts decision-making. And speaking of distortion, the third rule might surprise you, because it challenges something you were taught since childhood. Number 3, they focus on ownership, not income. Most people obsess over salary, 6 figures, 7 figures, annual bonuses. But the quiet 1% quietly ask a different question. What do I own? Income is temporary. Ownership compounds. The majority of millionaires hold a large percentage of their wealth in business equity or stock market investments, not salary savings alone. The quiet top 1% treat income as fuel, not as wealth. They convert earned income into assets. Assets generate cash flow. Cash flow buys freedom. James Clear wrote in Atomic Habits, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." Their system is simple. Earn, allocate, own, repeat. Now think about this carefully. If your job disappeared tomorrow, what would still pay you? That answer reveals your financial maturity. And the next rule explains how they protect those ownership positions during chaos, when markets crash and fear spreads. Number 4, they stay calm when everyone else is panicking. When the headlines scream recession, layoffs, crashes, and uncertainty, most people don't lose money first. They lose emotional control. And once emotion takes over, logic leaves the room. The quiet top 1% understands something powerful. Panic is contagious, but discipline is chosen. During downturns, average investors obsessively refresh apps, sell at the worst time, or freeze completely. The wealthy don't celebrate chaos. They prepare for it. They've already built emergency reserves, diversified their portfolio, and accepted that volatility is part of the journey. In The Black Swan, Nassim Nicholas Taleb explains how rare events shake fragile systems. The quiet, wealthy design anti-fragile systems, structures that survive shocks. They don't try to predict every storm. They build boats strong enough to float through them. Here's a simple reflection. When uncertainty hits, do you react or execute a plan you made earlier? The difference between those two responses quietly separates wealth builders from wealth destroyers. And this calm mindset connects directly to something deeper, not markets, but people. Number 5, they curate their environment with intention. Most people underestimate how much their financial behavior is shaped by their circle. If your environment normalizes impulse spending, lifestyle upgrades, and constant comparison, you will slowly absorb those standards without realizing it. The quiet top 1% don't just work on income, they work on exposure. They are intentional about who they spend time with, what conversations they entertain, and what influences enter their mental space. Cultural research shows that habits spread socially faster than advice does. If 5 close friends prioritize status symbols, it becomes your emotional baseline. But if your circle discusses long-term thinking, business ownership, or skill building, your ambition recalibrates naturally. In Mindset, Carol Dweck describes how growth-oriented environments shape long-term outcomes. The quiet, wealthy place themselves where discipline feels normal, not extreme. Ask yourself, does your current environment stretch your financial thinking or justify your comfort? This rule seems subtle, but it determines how far you'll grow. And once your environment shifts, something surprising begins to happen. Your definition of success changes entirely. Number 6, they decide what enough means before it's too late. Chasing money without defining enough is like running on a treadmill that keeps accelerating. Many high earners increase income year after year, yet feel no closer to satisfaction. The quiet top 1%. Pause early and ask a powerful question. What does a fulfilling life actually cost? Without that clarity, lifestyle expands endlessly. Psychologists call this the hedonic adaptation effect. As income rises, expectations rise with it. But disciplined wealth builders set boundaries. They calculate living expenses, future goals, and freedom targets. Once those are covered, growth becomes strategic instead of desperate. In Essentialism, Greg McKeown writes, "If you don't prioritize your life, someone else will." The same applies financially. Without defining enough, society will define it for you through trends, peer pressure, and comparison. Imagine doubling your income tomorrow. Would your spending double automatically, or would your investments grow quietly instead? That answer reveals your trajectory. And once you define enough, discipline becomes easier, because now you know what you're protecting. But defining enough is only powerful if your systems support it. Number 7, they build systems that remove temptation. Motivation feels powerful until it fades. The quiet top 1% understand that relying on willpower is risky. Instead, they build systems that operate automatically. Transfers happen before spending decisions begin. Investments move without emotional debate. Long-term accounts grow without monthly hesitation. Behavioral economists have repeatedly shown that automation increases consistency because it removes friction. When money moves before lifestyle claims it, discipline becomes invisible. The wealthy don't wake up every month asking whether they feel disciplined. The decision was made long ago. This reduces stress, overthinking, and regret. Ask yourself honestly, how much of your financial progress depends on mood? Systems create stability. Stability creates confidence, and confidence frees mental energy for bigger goals. When discipline becomes automatic, something fascinating happens. Recognition becomes unnecessary. And that leads to the next rule, which may challenge your desire to be seen. Number 8. They value optionality more than status. Status looks impressive. Optionality feels powerful. The quiet top 1% choose power over appearance. Optionality means having choices. The ability to leave a job, take a sabbatical, start something new, or say no without fear. Status, on the other hand, often requires constant maintenance. Bigger houses, higher expenses, visible upgrades. These can quietly reduce flexibility. Wealth builders focus on reducing obligations rather than increasing attention. Freedom is built by lowering fixed costs, building savings buffers, and maintaining flexibility. Ask yourself, if tomorrow demanded a major life decision, would money expand your options or limit them? Optionality transforms anxiety into confidence. It shifts your posture in conversations. It strengthens your decisions. And most importantly, it gives you control over your time. Once you taste that control, something deeper becomes clear. Wealth is not a short-term game. It is a decades-long commitment. Number 9. They delay recognition and external validation. We live in a world where achievements are posted instantly. Promotions, purchases, vacations, everything becomes content. The quiet top 1% resist this urge. They understand that public validation can subtly shift behavior. Once people praise your success, you may start making decisions to maintain applause rather than build wisely. Psychologists refer to this as identity attachment, when your self-image becomes tied to others' approval. The wealthy avoid that trap. They prefer private progress over public performance. The quiet wealthy build quietly so they can think clearly. Here's a reflection. Would you still pursue your goals if nobody ever applauded them? If the answer is yes, you are operating from strength. If not, you may be chasing validation more than value. And once validation loses its grip, a powerful new priority emerges: freedom. Number 10. They think in decades, not headlines. The final rule separates builders from reactors. The quiet top 1% zoom out. They don't anchor their decisions to weekly trends or short-term noise. Instead, they evaluate choices based on how they compound over decades. Cultural cycles, economic shifts, and political changes come and go, but disciplined thinking endures. Long-term focus reduces emotional swings and encourages patience. In the long game, Dory Clark explains how sustained success requires resisting short-term distractions. The quiet wealthy understand that meaningful growth is slow, steady, and often invisible at first. In every video, I try to discuss and address the factors that surely improve the chances of your success. If you like this also, subscribe the channel, like and share the wealthy knowledge to your loved ones. See you in the next one.